Video's hot. Everybody wants it. Social media is crazy with it, but not everybody knows how to start a video project. In today's video, we're going to show you behind the scenes what it's like in pre-production conversations.
Let's go.
So we posted a question on a social media channel recently around what are the frustrations that people find when it comes to video. And one of the top questions was, I honestly don't know where to start. It's like eating an elephant. And so this is the first of 3 videos that we're going to do, breaking up the conversations around the behind the scenes look at what a video project looks like. And we're going to start today with pre-production. The next video is going to be about the actual shoot day, and then the third part will be around the post-production.
When you are looking for a videographer, like what are the questions that you need to ask? There's a couple questions that people need to ask. Yeah, the reality is I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything, but videographers are a dime a dozen. And part of that is what separates the good videographers from people who are just running gunning with a camera is the process.
You've got to find someone who knows what they're doing, and so we're going to show you the techniques that you can use to find out if someone that you're about to work with really knows what they're doing.
So what's the first thing that they need to look for?
So I'd say the first question, or a question that the videographer that you want to work with is going to ask you is, what are your goals? You know, it's really easy to grab a camera and just go and just start shooting. And that's what I think, what I would call, you know, the rookies. You know, they'll do any project for any amount of money because that's what they think videography is all about. And that's just not the case. And it takes a relationship that you need to build with people, but it starts with finding out what those goals are.
Yeah, because they would want to find out what your goals are. And so for you have to ask yourself, even as a business or an organization, you have to ask yourself, well, we want to put together a video. What's the end goal of that video? What are we going to reap? And that comes back to my favorite word, ROI, or return on investment. What is the return on investment when it comes to video? Now,
it's actually 3 words.
It's 3 letters, actually. Get out of here with that.
Hey, how do you spell ROI?
Yeah, ROI. 3 words. So row. So now, what would be that second point?
The processes that they employ to get the video to life. So, for example, some of the processes that we employ is we've got a couple of books that we like to go off of. One of them is actually a book that YouTube recommends to its content creators, and it was called Primal Branding by Patrick Hanlon. And Primal Branding takes you through, I forget how many steps, but it talks about how you can talk to your customers in a way that basically, you know, put your arm around them and they become part of your stories. Another book that we really adhere to a lot is called StoryBrand by Donald Miller. Now, we're the only certified StoryBrand guide in our state of South Dakota, and we use it on a regular basis to really kind of dig under the surface and find out what kind of content there is. So the content that StoryBrand helps our clients to discover and uncover is around information that their clients want to know about that business. So process is definitely something that your future videographer of choice needs to have, and they need to be able to explain it to you. If they aren't able to explain what their process is, then they probably don't have a process, and they're just pulling out of their butt.
Yeah. So now the third one, I'm gonna hit on the third one, is like, is it a good fit?
Yep.
And I think part of that has to deal with trust. Like, is this person trustworthy? Have you even vetted this person? Have you seen their previous work versus their work now? And is it a good working relationship too? I mean,
This is Chad. This is the guy that pays the bills.
These guys are top notch. I don't care what people say online. That camera? Yeah. I don't care what people say online about them. These guys are top notch guys. Recommend them 100%.
What they say online about it?
Don't read the comment section.
I mean, we have our processes. We've been doing this combined for a lot of years. But if it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit.
Yeah, I mean, we have kind of a lighthearted. I mean, we're serious about our business. Don't get me wrong, but we love to have fun
Super
too.
serious. Look at how serious this face is. I'm just playing.
Recently, we worked with a client here in town, and we enjoy working with them so much because they're just a lot of fun, and they like to kind of create things on the spot. Now, we did plenty of pre-production with them, just like we do with all of our clients, but we are open as videographers to changes on the day of. Now, some videographers are not. They may be very set in stone on their schedule, and it's going to be this way and that way. So we kind of play it in a little bit in the middle, and it all kind of comes down to, though, who will be a good fit for you. And I think to add on to Bobby's point about trust is, I would say that you really need to look for someone who possesses a great deal of empathy or has heart. It's not just about the money for us.
No.
I'm speaking for both of us on that, because I know it's not. Obviously, we have to take home a paycheck to feed our families, but it's not just about how much money you're making on the project. We derive a great deal of satisfaction by delivering a great outcome to our clients that then can do something for them. So as you're peeling back the layers of onions, discovering who is the right videographer for you, if you feel like there's a little bit too much discussion around the money front, that might not be the best person for you.
Yeah. So Jeff, let's actually walk them through the process.
That's a good idea. Okay, so I'll be me.
Yep.
Okay, and you be the client.
That's right.
Okay, so think of a business. Don't tell me what it is.
Yep.
I'm a magician.
Yep.
Come up with a business.
Got it already.
Okay, what?
I am a business owner of 3 sneaker stores.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so you just want to go by the name Bobby? Bobby Shoes?
We'll go Peacock's Kicks.
Peacock's Kicks, okay, because his last name is Peacock. Okay, Peacock's Kicks, okay. All right, so hey Bobby, welcome in. Again, this is going to be very abbreviated, but
Yeah.
So tell me, Bobby, like what brings you to the opinion that you need video? Why are you coming to see us?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the competitors within the sneaker culture, they're creating a lot of video content, and I was figuring, hey, why don't I sit down with you guys to see what it would look like to create one video.
So I'm going to stop real quick and just kind of explain to you, the audience, what we would then do would be to dig in and talk to Bobby around his competition. Who is his competition? The videos that he says that this competition is creating, are they successful videos? How many views are they getting? And is video really the best choice for him? Because that's what a good videographer should do. Is there's never should be any assumption that video is the only solution to marketing. So talk to me about your product. Like, who are the end users of your product?
Yeah. So we have a couple. So
Okay.
One, we have the sneaker collectors.
Okay.
We sell shoes anywhere from $10,000 on up to $50,000, and then we have.
Wait, you're selling sneakers for $10,000 to $50,000?
Yeah.
You need a video.
And then we're also dealing with people that just want to come in and get the EDS. Which
EDS, all right.
is your everyday shoe.
Okay, so now side note here, EDS, insider language. We were just talking about that with Patrick Hanlon's book, Primal Branding. We just found out some terminology. So if we can make videos where we use that terminology, and or we let people know that their shoes fit into the EDS category, we now make them feel a little bit elevated about their status, because now they know a little bit more about the shoe industry than maybe they did before. So your collectors, how old would you say that they typically are?
Yeah, I would say on the collector side, I would say anywhere from 20 to 40.
Okay, and maybe even actually a little bit older than that, because that's a lot of money to
Yeah, it is a lot
spend
of money.
on sneakers, right? Okay, so you do have you've got one batch. So what I would point out to Bobby here is that he's got, like you said, probably 2 different audiences. He's got his collectors, and they're not going to wear these shoes, right?
No.
They're going to put them up on the shelf. So we have to figure out a way to get into their mind and paint value around why this is a good shoe to invest in, and how much will it appreciate in value, things of that nature. And then his other end user is probably going to be skewing on the younger side, right?
Yep.
So
Schoolers.
it's easy to assume that we definitely want to cater to the individual themselves that's wearing the sneakers, but what are they doing in these sneakers? And who's going to buy these sneakers? Sometimes the end user, and sometimes it's mom and dad. So we could have like maybe 3 different audiences, all painting value and status. So the goals, we've not really dug into those yet, but when we get into the goals, so some of the things we would want to talk about would be not just increasing the sale overall of the shoes, but maybe there's status involved with it. Maybe there's the value, maybe there's the quality of the shoes, the collectability of the shoes, the investability of the shoes. So there's a lot of things that we would want to unpack as we would talk about the goals for him. Okay, so another question that I would ask you, Bobby, is where would these videos live once we would have these produced?
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people, one, they're exploring TikTok. YouTube is a big one, Facebook, Instagram, and then my website as well.
Okay, so you're on all the social media channels, is what you're telling me?
Yep, right now.
Okay. Yeah. So here's a cool side note. So the videos that we produce, when we go into a project where we know that the video sizes will alter, so we call this the aspect ratio. So if you're watching this on your TV at home or on your desktop, your aspect ratio is probably going to be 16 by 9. If you're watching it on your iPhone, if you're watching it like this, then that's like vertical video. If you're watching it like this, that's your 16 by 9. Or if you're like on Facebook or Instagram, it could be 4 by 5 or
4 by 4.
4 by 4.
Yep.
So, the way that you would frame everything, the way that you would shoot everything is going to alter based on that. So we're shooting this video right now in 16 by 9. If we found out later on the client wants it to be 9 by 16, we're going to need to draw a line right down the middle. Sorry, I just burped up lunch and get a little onion in your way. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to shoot this to where I might be in a frame and then Bobby would be in a frame. But these are good questions to ask because we want to make sure that when we're editing the video, we can edit it to the satisfaction of the client. And if we're not having these conversations around where these videos are going to live, then we're not going to be able to shoot them the appropriate way.
That's right.
So another question that Bobby has not brought up yet, and sometimes it's part of the pre-production conversations and sometimes it actually occurs even before that, but we would want to talk about budget. Now, one of the things that I would recommend that you talk about with your videographer is the consideration of how many videos are you going to shoot and how efficient can they be. So let's unpack that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
In our town, there are some ad agencies that will charge you $20,000 or $30,000 to shoot a single video.
One 30-second video.
That's a lot of money. For example, if you've got a lot of animation, you have a lot of special effects, you got Star Wars, robots and blasters, pew, 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 pew. That's going to be, I love that noise. That's going to be pretty expensive.
Yep.
However, if it's just a kind of a standard interview, kind of a situation with some B-roll thrown into it, then maybe the video shouldn't cost quite as much. But what we try to do in our process is, as we unpack the conversation with our clients, is we want to find out what stories are there. For example, I would probably go on to ask Bobby, how did he start his business? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about kind of the ups and downs. Let's talk maybe to Bobby's customers and let's get some testimonials. Let's talk about how the shoes are made. Let's talk about maybe any unique facets of the material that they use. There's a lot of different content that we can chip away at, so that basically by the time his customers are ready to make a purchase, they've read the information off of the website or they've watched the videos, they're inclined to go for his shoes over his competition, and walking into that shoe store, there's every confidence in the world that they're going to choose his shoe over someone else's.
Yeah, and you guys can hit multiple facets as far as like, hey, we want to tell your story, client stories, because there might be, in the sneaker world, everybody knows when they got their first pair of ones or their first pair of Jordan 4s or whatever, and then also the frequently asked questions, and then you start building a library, that we can start building for you guys.
Yep. And then the other thing that we would probably talk about, because we know that he's going to put his videos on his website, videos are a great way to increase your search engine optimization on our website. I think we have another video that has come out or will come out about that. The longer that your customers stay on your website watching video, the better that time spent on page looks. And then that signals to Google that the longer that people are spending on your page, that means then that they have more affirmation that they can send other people to your page, and they're going to get good content that's going to keep people on that page.
Absolutely. You know, when it comes to video production and especially the pre-production, we can go on and on and on. There is a whole lot more, but we just wanted to give you guys some insight to help you guys find that right videographer that you could, that right videographer to fit your needs.
So again, we're just a team of two, being transparent and kind of coming out with any dirty little secrets that people think that maybe some videographers may have. And we're just trying to help you. What we would ask is, you know, when we do these videos, it's definitely important for us that you could like, comment, and subscribe, because that definitely does help signal to YouTube that we've good content. More people will come and they'll find out more information that we put out there. Again, we're not doing this to become any big money makers on YouTube. We just like to create content and put it out there for people so they can make good decisions for their business. But, you know, in the comment section down below, if you would just, you know, post a question that maybe you have about video production. In our next couple of videos, we're going to be talking about what is shoot day like and what does the editing process look like. But if you have a question specific to pre-production, things that maybe we haven't addressed, definitely post those in the comment section down below. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Guys, remember that this is going to be the year.
It is the year
to own your story.
God, I wish I could remember what I said now because it was so good.
One of them had to do with the elephant or something like that.
Yeah, that was the second one, I think. Let's see. All right.